Come on. Yo, this that spooky shit. That real, that's right. That GMSONIC shit. Hey yo, Mr. Clean. Shout out to Dracula Presley. Corby. Johnny Slash on the beat. Hey yo. Yo, it's the GMSONIC show. Phantom opera flow, permissionless, immutable, unstoppable, spectacular. Gather with Corville and Dracula. Abracadabra, flip shit like a spatula. Few Andre Stan, the master of memes. DeFi king, half man, half virtual machine. No other team can match the collective expertise. No other chain can achieve the supersonic speeds. Home with the most creative tech. What's your favorite decks? Spooky swap, equalizer, baits over next. And when I place my bet, I never break a sweat. Worship the open source code like sacred text. Rest assured, battle tested and ready for war. I check the bribes, cast the vote and collect the rewards. Knock at the door, trick or treat. Move like a zombie, but usually I stay cooler than Fonzie. I get surgical with this, call me Dr. Doom. Break the sound barrier, hit you with a sonic boom. We got it wrapped like a mummy in a tomb. It's about time we address the elephant in the room. It's called Sonic. Yo, what's the new hot topic? GMSONIC. Straight up alpha, you can get it if you watch it. GMSONIC. Yo, what's the new hot topic? GMSONIC. Straight up alpha, you can get it if you watch it. Yo, since the Genesis block, consensus didn't stop. Innovating since day one and never missed the plot. I'm just a humble yield farmer, tending these crops like a routine. See you at the next epoch. Ayo, the DeFi Renaissance, yeah, we were part of that. Your favorite dap, Phantom is where it started at. Go to Paint Swap and cop an ancient artifact. Let's run it back so we can 20x the market cap. FTM's the pre-sale, S is the ticker. It's best to zoom out so you can see the bigger picture. Brand new tech, brand new insignia. No trivia, we stacking more chips than Nvidia. Graduated from Halloween to a sonic theme. The dead chain resurrected, make you wanna scream. Due diligence, follow the new primitives. Controlled by the citizens, built to move billions. Your mass adoption, that's the only option. We ain't stopping till we locked in the top 10. Who got the best community? Who got the most promise? Who got the most pumponomics? Phantom and now Sonic. Yo, what's the new hot topic? GMSONIC. Straight up alpha, you can get it if you watch it. GMSONIC. Yo, what's the new hot topic? GMSONIC. Straight up alpha, you can get it if you watch it.
Do I have your attention now? Do I have it? Good. I thought so.
Today's gonna be the gonna throw kill. By now you should somehow realize what I gotta do. I believe what it feels the way I do about you now.
Back these hours on the street has a fire and your heart is out. I'm sure you had it all before, but never really had it out. I don't believe what anybody feels the way I do about you now.
Who is your competition?
We have no serious competition.
None.
Not presently.
Who's chasing you?
Well, if you mean chasing and has a serious chance of catching, then I think none that I'm aware of.
Come on! What's his name? I can't hear you. What's his name? Hosanna! Forever! We love you! Hosanna! We praise you! Hosanna! You're worthy! Hosanna! You're worthy! Hosanna! We love you! We love you!
Hey.
Hello there. GMSONIC, everybody. How's everyone doing today?
GM.
Me and Mew Mew have been in the trenches today. We had a spaces earlier. Now we're on the stream.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like a 4-hour marathon.
That's
Oh, yeah.
right.
Or
We're not
stream-
stopping until Sonic hits $1. We're gonna stay live till Sonic hits no
The Sonic Stream Crew, dude. Sonic
Streamathon. Welcome to the Streamathon,
The new LA
Welcome to
video.
the Streamathon. Welcome to the content marathon.
the content marathon.
Yeah, what have you guys been talking about all day? Is there anything even left to talk about now?
I think we have a bunch because the spaces we touched on ecosystem initiative, touch on Dracula's personal story for sure, touch on like some thoughts. We received feedback from the community, like live by talking with them. And here we're bringing the news and briefing with the community. And also, what else? Help me finish the sentence.
Everything else. This just the fun things we find on CT we enjoy speaking about.
Yeah, we're going to talk about this monkey a little bit. How do you feel about him? Do you guys think he's a handsome little fellow or he's horrifying? Would you trust him with your car keys?
This is an average pump fun user.
This is average phone user. Perfect.
But he does look very we were talking about it before the show. The word used was soulful.
Yeah, he's got a soul, man. We got to onboard this guy. I think he'll do good work out here. But let's talk about, I guess, first up, what can we talk about, Trey? We got to talk about the charts, right? We got to talk about where Bitcoin's at. We know
Yeah, we'll talk about Bitcoin. I mean, I knew it. Somebody says, Stinky says, no Drac hat. I do have it right here. I think I'm going to pop it on here in a minute. I was being too casual before the show.
We're gonna get you a new hat. I'm gonna start a new
The Sonic
initiative.
department hat. Do you have that?
No, but they pay for my North Face hat budget, so I'm supposed to get one of these every week. But I do have like 3 of them. So, but yeah, no, I mean, it's a good time.
We're gonna get the Black Devil hat, dude. Anyway, go on.
I was going to say that Ethereum, yeah, we've been watching Bitcoin. Bitcoin's, kind of settled down a little bit, but I still like to look at Ethereum right now. We were around here, I think last time I was on the show, we were starting to move back a little bit. I was gone a couple episodes. I feel like a pullback was expected because there's no way Ethereum was just going to keep blasting through all-time high.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole market's a little bit, I don't want to say stagnant. We got a mix of red and green over here, but it feels like we're kind of like in a what's next moment. I feel like overall with the market, everybody's just kind of holding their breath right now, waiting to see if this rate cut's going to happen. I I think it's what, September 17th. I might have that date wrong.
2 weeks in.
Yeah, it's 17th or 18th. I feel like it's like you can like feel the tension, you know. It's like everybody's just kind of waiting. Yeah, Zorg says 17th, rate cut, bank on it, go to Polymarket, say yes.
I was on a space yesterday and we were talking about this, and I was saying like it kind of feels like it feels like the music is gonna stop soon, doesn't it? It feels like it feels to be like what everyone is like pushing, right? Like this feeling of incoming disaster, right?
Yeah.
But I get the feeling on the other hand, right? That's my initial feeling of this market, right? But then when I look at this looks like a very bullish accumulation zone, right? Like you spike up and then you kind of sell off and accumulate, right? It's pretty standard.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's what you want to see when you tap, you know, when you tap like a new high or whatever. I mean, it's like if you watch the pattern here, it's like, you know, hit something, retrace, boom, boom, boom. So yeah, we would hope that like from here we're about to blast off way higher.
Yeah, I kind of think
See
so.
what I can do here.
No, it's not financial advice, but my feel, my sentiment, this is how I'm feeling this market right now is I feel like everyone is rightfully kind of scared, right? Because it feels like it's been too good for too long. That's what I think is going to happen, basically.
Yeah. It's we're gonna hit the fabled 10K really fast.
No, I mean, but honestly, I feel like there's still some gas in the tank here. I don't think we're out. I think this is just a September lull.
Yeah, September is kind of notoriously not a great month. I mean, you can't always just look at, I don't know. It's like historical data doesn't always necessarily mean everything, but it's like historically, it's always kind of a dead month. I mean, yeah, I think that's the question is kind of like what you were saying is, I hate, you know, we're going to bring, we meme about this all the time about, you know, when people say stuff's priced in, but I don't feel like it doesn't feel like we're being priced in for the first rate cut since, you know, however many years, you know, like, I would feel like everything would be pumping and then, you know, buy the rumor, sell the news, but
dude, you know
like
what?
Flat.
I got some bad news for you guys. The rate cut was priced in like a year ago, dude. They priced in this rate cut the second Trump won, dude. He lost the election. They were like, okay, there's gonna be a rate cut, and ever since then, we've just been riding this anxiety that it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, like it's like I don't know. You have those people that will like no matter what, they'll find a way. They'll be like, yeah, see, it's been priced in ever since 2023 October, somewhere around there.
Yeah. But no, honestly, I do kind of think. I honestly think a lot of this stuff is kind of priced in already, but we're kind of just waiting to see. Like, I guess priced in the sense that like all the people that are actively participating right now have bought in, but they're hoping that it materializes into action. Yeah. That's true. That's how I feel right now, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. But that's just like, I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel at the moment is like, it's like everybody's like waiting to make their next move or something. It's just like nothing major. I mean, you know, what's crazy though, is we live in a time where, you know, I'm basically complaining about Bitcoin being $111,000.
Yeah, it's insane, dude.
I mean, let's go to the week. You know, let's do our little Bitcoin weekly. It's been a while. You know,
that's the thing that kills me every time. Is when people talk about whether or not it's a bull market or not, it is like crazy because it's like if you had just bought a Bitcoin like a year ago, dude.
Yeah. Sorry, the chart's I made the chart ugly when I was messing around there. Yeah, I mean, we always like to go back to this weekly Bitcoin chart, and it's like you look at it and you're like, okay, like how are we all not like insanely bullish right now? Because you could argue we're looking at the same thing here, right?
Yeah.
Let me give you an example on this one. Let me show you how real TA works, gang. We go like that, and then we have a little jump, and then same thing, just boom. That's how it goes. We're going to like 170.
Dude, hell yeah. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Yes, this is TA, dude.
No, I mean, but seriously, it's like
pattern, guys.
Yeah, it's just like, everything looks good to me. It's just like win, like Bitcoin made its move, Ethereum made a move. I think we need a bigger Ethereum move before alts have some fun, but we got to be getting close, man. Like
mid-September, looking by the charts, right? Something's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, come on, like something's got to move.
As a guy named Warlock, you think he'd believe in magic?
Opium trend.
Yeah, that is called the hopium trend. Yeah, like shout out to Warlock. That was the name of a dog I had when I was growing up. But
is that a specific like name for such trend and chart?
I don't know if you would. I'm looking at it. I mean, this is the weekly though, so the patterns are like a little more boring.
Here we go.
Yeah, let's see. It needs to quit drawing the pink line.
ETH to 1.25 million, October 12th. Save the date. Will Tobin, I've got it marked on my calendar, dude. I got it marked on my calendar. That's when I'm making the first down payment on the mansion.
Yeah. Do not forget the rocket emoji on the chart always. Yeah, that helps. You you just put some emojis on there and get ready. Yeah, I mean, I still think, yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's like everything. All right, TradingView is just like trolling me today with these layouts.
Yeah, what is going on here?
I don't know. I really don't know. Anyway, point being, everything's kind of in a like a wind up, I feel like right now, we tapped all-time highs, then we chilled out a little bit, and this is one of those situations where, not to jinx it, but it feels like we're either going to rip strongly up or have a big leg down. So let's hope. We're hoping for ripping up.
Yeah, you can kind of tell people are getting bored too with like this Pokemon thing. I feel like every time people get bored in crypto, they start doing like these weird little side quests where they're like, what if we put Pokemon cards on the chain?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This is literally square one.
Trading card.
Like, yeah.
What if we do a card campaign for all the 5,000 crypto Twitter people?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But it doesn't it make you feel like it's like we're so bored, like they're just like going back literally to square one. Like that's how like Mt. Gox started, was just trading Magic the Gathering cards.
Yeah.
So, like, they're so bored. They're just like reinventing the wheel basically.
Yeah. What I would like to see is if they get the hamsters racing again.
Yeah. We might do that.
That was a good time. And remember that guy, I saw Stinky in the chat. There was that guy that had the snail races.
Oh yeah.
On Phantom, That's what I miss, just getting everybody together in a chat room and yelling at everybody and throwing your dollars around on snails racing.
Those were good times. Borderline crime, but we're still in peak crime season right now, though, right? We had a great example of this. We had two great yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah. So this was kind of a fun story. Obviously, Justin's son always just finds a way to. It's like he knows the entire world is watching all of his wallets and everything at all times, and he still just does crazy stuff like this.
Well, so does he ever suffer? Is this the first time he's ever actually directly suffered consequences?
It's kind of what it feels like, actually, which, yeah, I think that's kind of funny when you mention it like that. So
like if anyone watching doesn't know Justin's son, can we give a little background on him? Because he's kind of like a McAfee style character, I think, in that he's like one of those one of the few larger than life characters we still have in crypto.
Yeah, he's kind of a relic from. I want to say, I mean, he's been around forever, but I want to say there was kind of like this era, like 2017, 2018 or something, where, you had all these personalities and they were all turbo rich and they all did crazy stuff. And yeah, if you don't know who Justin Sun is, he started Tron. He had a meteoric rise. He was very rich, very young.
So Tron was the first network I ever learned of other than like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and like it might have been the first one I ever heard of other than Bitcoin and Ethereum, because this guy I worked with, he was a huge Tron maxi. Get this, dude. He told me with straight face, I swear to God, he was like, Tron is going to win because Justin Sun has the mandate of heaven, because in China, the CCP supports him and he cannot lose. And I was like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's not that convincing though, because like he literally flew out of China and
this is before he got
funded
kicked
his
out.
own country, right? He proclaimed to be some diplomat for some like.
Yeah, isn't it like not Latvia? That's where Dr. Doom is.
Something else, like some extremely tiny Caribbean island.
Exactly.
Yeah. But no, he kind of had a very like Jeffrey Epstein meteor. He was like he worked for some like big financial firm when he was like, I think like 19 or 20 or something, and pivoted and got into crypto. So no secret, he's a billionaire. He bought BitTorrent. But yeah, he's involved with what's his exchange? Huobi? I don't even know how to pronounce it right.
HTX.
Oh, HTX.
Maybe it's that one. Yeah, I get them mixed up.
Huobi, yeah.
But basically, this was like a little more nefarious than I thought. Also, something about Tron you should know. I haven't checked in a while, but it's something like 50% of Tether lives on Tron. So when you think of it like that, that is insane.
It's like the breeding ground of USDT.
Yeah.
It's through Tron.
Yeah. So like this thing was like interesting. When the story first came out, it was no secret that Justin Sun has gotten a bunch of pretty much anything that has to do with Trump on chain. He like scooped up a bunch of Trump tokens just so he could like, have a dinner with the president. And then, he's obviously been involved with this World Liberty Financial. So apparently he had a really big stake, and as will happen, he had some massive stake. So his tokens were effectively not totally unlocked or allowed to be sold, or I don't know, something. So
they had a deal where it was like you could only sell like 20% or 10% or something, and then they do it in increments of that.
Yeah. So basically, like, on the surface, you're kind of like, oh, hey, like, this is just, whale selling. Devs aren't happy. They got some kind of blacklist or something in their contract, which, that's a whole other set of things to talk about, where it's like, yeah, like, bringing in these traditional finance people, you're going to see more and more of this where they can freeze your assets or blacklist you or whatever. So that's a whole other thing to discuss. But basically, like, it just seemed like that. But then, like, when you get down into it, basically it was that, all right, and somebody correct me if I don't have this right. It was basically that he was using his personal centralized exchange to, he had his funds on there, but he was taking other people's tokens, saying that you'll earn like this much yield for staking, and he was taking other people's tokens.
Add on to this. I read everything about.
Oh, well, good. Yeah, you can explain it. Good. So then, like, apparently people were depositing to earn some high APR, and he was selling those tokens. So that's why they froze him.
He's genius, dude.
He's like, because he owns so much like sticks key parts of the whole ecosystem. Like he can complete at least half of the circle on his own. So like his exchange is called like HTX, and then HTX pushed out some campaign saying that if you deposit or your stake your like World Liberty Finance token on HTX, they will give you like an APR of 20%. But for like 6 months, like lock time or whatever lock time. So like retail users and like consumers of HTX, they just actually deposited their World Liberty Finance token to HTX. And then since it's locked and like it's not like a real liquid type of campaign, So he just sell users World Liberty Finance token, and if like users need to withdraw it or like unlock it, he just put his own token into this exchange and complete the cycle.
Wow.
So that's how like he didn't get caught like by so many people watching his wallet, because he's not really selling from his own wallet account. He's selling through the centralized exchange account, like everyone else World Liberty Finance token.
Which that's like next level, really. You know, I mean, that's impressive.
It's all because it's like you're doing one, you're doing one blatant crime.
Really, you're crowdsourcing yourself.
In order to do another crime. You know what I mean? Like, I'm what is that? I'm literally stealing from my clients in order to violate my contract with the president. It's crazy. It's so insane. Mad respect, dude. He's literally like that's like super villain level ambition. You know what I mean?
I know. And you know what I love about his statement though? The coolest thing about his statement is he's not even like, I didn't do it. He's not even like, I didn't do it. He's just like, guys, that's not cool to freeze somebody's token, bro. Blockchain, Web3, ethos. Don't freeze my stuff. Like, he's not even like, guys, this is all a big misunderstanding. He's not even trying to spin it. He's just like, yeah.
He has a point though, right? I doubt their contract had this as a provision. They didn't say you couldn't sell other people's tokens. Like, he's not selling his own token. So, you know, it'd be crazy if they do have to unlock his stuff. And you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, but it's funny because it's kind of like what you get this funny thing where it's like everybody's like down for decentralization until it's like, oh, well, you're freezing a guy that could like kill the project if he sold. So yeah, let's keep him frozen.
Yeah, it is interesting.
It's just not cool from both sides.
Yeah, which do you think is? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, which do you guys think is worse, Mew? Which do you think is worse, Justin Sun or the freezing of Justin Sun's wallets?
Like it's just Justin. He has done so many crimes in his life. Like we can read through the thread. Like this is such an epic thread, like a snapshot of how Justin Sun became Justin Sun. So he actually did something pretty amazing before he joined crypto and started the full crime season. He was like a top student from China, like from Peking University, it's basically Harvard, MIT from China. And then he did the paywall thing. It's like a community type of like SaaS, not SaaS, like a consumer app. And he became this chosen child for Jack Ma, which is the founder of Alibaba and like the most influential businessman in China. That's how he started. And then he discovered crypto and really started the whole crypto journey. Was the ICO season back in 2017. Mm-hmm. So he launched Tron with like 70 million ICO. And then because it's such a huge ICO and has never seen in history, like both in like crypto history or like just general like internet capital history, it literally got like ICO banned in China because he raised Trump. And then like the policies towards crypto from the Chinese government has gone like worsened and really severe, like after Justin Sun did everything to this ecosystem. So he just like fleed out. And then in 2019, what got him mainstream famous or his like brand awareness is that he really dropped $4 million just to get a buffet with Warren. And something as absurd as something he did earlier this year, that he dropped almost 6 million to just eat the banana. Like
yeah. Yeah, the banana on the wall. I forgot about
exactly,
that.
The banana on the wall. And it's exactly what he did like 3 years ago when he was trying to get the buffet with Warren. And like it's just something absurd he kept doing, but every single investment he made in crypto has returned him more than 100x.
Yeah. I mean, that's why he's the crypto, you know, that's why he's like a crypto god, right? This guy makes it only makes him money, all this crime. Like that's why,
we forgot to mention that he even gone to the space already.
Oh yeah. I think the picture's on here. There we go.
Yeah, he bought the ticket. He's like, he's at his astronaut arc right now.
Again, we also didn't talk about his diplomatic immunity because he's the ambassador to Grenada or something.
Yeah, he's got diplomatic immunity. I think that's in here somewhere.
Wait.
Oh, yeah. It's here. Like 2020, 2021. He
Becoming the
gained
ambassador of Grenada to the
WTO.
Yeah, the WTO.
I misread it. I thought he was the U.S. ambassador to Grenada. I was like, that's insane, but that's still so crazy. He just like bought an ambassadorship from a country so he could get diplomatic.
Yeah, because it was. I think the stuff gets a little jumbled here, but it's like I think he was already on the SEC radar at that point for some other stuff. So
he's like he's literally has the Bronze Age mindset. You know what I mean? He's like Odysseus or something. He's just going around doing whatever he wants, and it kind of just works out.
Yeah, like I said,
he was the early adopter of building public and also distribution matters the most. So like all the money he spent on brand recognition, association with like famous people, even invested so early into the Trump family is because he wants to be associated with the most powerful and like the mainstream people that people can recognize his name.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think for a while, I mean, he's always been kind of like a little bit of a goofy character to a lot of people because of that, I think, because people see it as like kind of silly, but it definitely works. Like I said, this was like one of the first guys that I heard from just like a random person telling me about crypto. Like a lot of people use Tron. I've heard people say that Tron is like only like the Chinese chain or whatever. That's a complete fucking lie. Like there are a lot of Americans that use Tron.
I just talked about this. It's so funny because like I just talked about this story on the Spaces where I said that being a Westerner, being from the US, like I started building in like 2020, started building my own projects, and I was very quickly like introduced to the world of like, at the time Tron was the cheapest way to send stable tokens. And I had no clue its effect on like the world, really. It was like, it wasn't just Asia, it's South America, Africa, really places where people like truly were like using this stuff for their banks. You know what I mean? And I had no clue that was like a real, cause yeah, same mentality. It'd be like, oh yeah, Tron, it's just, Justin Sun scam in Asia, whatever. But it's like, then you realize like, holy shit, like,
as a global influence.
Yeah, and people use it that aren't even in the crypto, because they had these like phone app. They had these phone apps where were like really easy to use, and it was like it wasn't even like it's people that aren't even necessarily like playing DeFi or collecting, buying Bitcoin, Ethereum, or whatever. They're truly just using this for moving their money around, like for real.
Well, Tron is half of like Tether's.
Yeah. You mentioned this earlier, like. Tron being like half of Tether. I think it used to be more than this.
Yeah, I think it was a solid like 50%, like at one point, or maybe even a little more.
And half of the Tether on Tron is Justin.
Yeah.
People always joke Tron is pretty much his like personal bank account. Like it's all just his Tron or his USDT coming on chain. But
I think one of the craziest encounter I have earlier this year is like I have some like absolutely normie friend like study in Canada and like I'm in the States, right? So like they want to pay me with something and it's just hard to transfer the money from Canada to the States and like just all the banking routing system doesn't really work, but he really needs to pay me for the like I basically lend him some money. And then he asked me if I accept USDT on Tron.
All right, yeah, that's
I
crazy.
would say that he's literally like financially illiterate.
But he knows about USDT on Tron, yeah.
He knows USDT on Tron. I was like, how do you use it? Like, where did you hear it from? He's not even using centralized exchanges. He's not like familiar with all the like crypto terms, but he's like, yeah, this is like 1-to-1 peg with US dollars, right? And then like I have friends send me like USDT on Tron. I don't know what is Tron, but apparently I can send you money through this app. And that's how it works. It was just like crazy. And I'm pretty sure a lot of the students in Canada, like they just, they buy fake ID. There's sometimes like they need to drink. They just pay it with USDT on Tron.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. And this kind of goes to the point of like this part of the reason why it's so successful is like Justin Sun's like bombacity, right? Like part of the reason why they had all these apps so early is because they weren't afraid to like break a lot of laws or violate a lot of rules. That's why he needs this ambassadorship from Granada to get this stuff to be possible. So I think he's a really interesting character. I think it'd be really interesting to see. He's one of those interesting singular characters of our time, and he's kind of going up against another singular character of our time. So it's going to be interesting to see like what results from this. Keep your eyes on the story, guys. It's going to impact everybody.
Yeah, for sure. So now I'm getting private messages about not wearing my hat. So the hat's back on. Don't worry, guys. I won't take it off again. I promise.
Now
I got the hat back on. The Roadman is back.
Yeah, during the bear, anytime you heard about Tether being printed, it was on Tron. So true. Now, Dub asks a good question here. How long until Sonic Strategy would have raised money from the $40 million investment from Sonic Lab?
Yeah, so we talked about this on the stream that Assistant and Sam were on. Because somebody was like, when does this happen? Like 2026, 2027, and it was like, no. This is like the gears are already moving on this stuff. They're looking at 2025. So I would say fairly rapidly now that everything's been approved. Something you got to think about is they've already worked on this for so long before it even went to governance, because they didn't want to take it to governance unless it was like a sure thing. They didn't want to take it to governance and be like, okay, let's get started. Maybe it'll happen. You know what I mean? So I don't have an exact timeline, but like I said, it's supposed to be fairly imminent. So hopefully before the end of this year. I mean, and I was saying this, this is like the third time I've referenced the spaces, but it's because I've already said some of this stuff today. But I was saying on the spaces that I was like, really, for Sonic, there's a lot of things kind of lining up here for like Q3 and 4, where there's going to be a lot of things happening at the same time. And I think it could be like the spark the chain kind of needs right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right on, dude. So like Q4 here, we're entering it, dude. We're entering the final phase of the year. Things are heating up. Things are in motion. Like I've said before, trust the plan. At least that's what I'm doing. I don't really have a lot of choice here, But let's keep talking about because there was like more investment news for Sonic Labs, right? There's the Cicada investment. Let's see here. I have a tab for it. It's reloading.
Let's see here. I know I have that. I'm bad about my tabs too. Let's see. Did you find it?
I have it. Had to reload. There we go. Brave was saving. Cicada Capital has made a strategic investment in Sonic Labs, reflecting their commitment to broadening the scope of markets and opportunities with the Cicada ecosystem. Guys, what's Cicada, dude? What's Cicada? Those little bugs that come every like 4 years or whatever, right?
Every summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to my knowledge, they're they do like some market making activities, some liquidity provision. Like I don't want to blow up anyone's spot because I don't know if it's knowledge yet, but like they're doing a little bit of they're supplying some liquidity on Sonic, and yeah, they've made a strategic investment. So yeah, I mean, it's just like people looking to move liquidity here, like especially if you're like someone that has a lot of liquidity that you're looking to get good yields and everything, it's like this is like an interesting angle for projects on Sonic, because I've said this before as like a DeFi yield hunter kind of guy. I mean, even if let's say I had no involvement with Sonic, I would probably still have most of my funds here, because it is true. I mean, it's like the yields are pretty much unparalleled. You can find better yields maybe like right when a new chain's launching or whatever, but I mean, that's been a while since I've even seen anything like remotely compare to the yields you can get on Sonic. So I would love to see more of this, people saying, hey, we're gonna like provide some liquidity. We could use like some more majors liquidity for sure. That would help bring even more big money to the chain. So yeah, no, I love to see it.
Once the flywheel gets going, do you think there will be multiple raises for buying Sonic on the market? I believe that is the plan, right? That is the
That is
goal.
the plan.
Yeah. So the DAT, it allows them to essentially OTC tokens, which those will be locked and all that kind of stuff, vested and locked. They're able to take that capital and, basically buy Sonic on the open market. So yeah, we could see and somebody did some math.
Yankee,
if you're in here, chime up if you did the math. Maybe it was Yankee here, where they were talking about how a lot of these other projects that have DATs and whatever, it's a lot harder for them to move the market, right? Well, Sonic's in a unique situation because we'll have this DAT, but you could move the market significantly easier. Yeah. So
Sam was talking about that on one of the last time we talked about
Exactly.
it.
We had a very deep dive into the whole that strategy behind.
So guys, we should link that video for you guys after, if you guys want to watch that and see those numbers again. Maybe we grab a short or something, because that was good stuff. If I remember, he really went into it. It was like, however many billions that Solana's raising for their ETS.
$1 billion Solana raising, but like Solana is like 100 billion market cap at the moment, so it's only 1%. But for like 100 million raise for us, that means quite different.
Yeah, that's like significant. So I had pulled up this too for Cicada because I wanted to. I don't know much about them, but this kind of goes to the assistance point. Last time we had him on, he was talking a little bit about the kinds of partners they were looking for, specifically in terms of like market making, these kinds of funds. And he was like, they want these funds to provide additional support. And this is the kind of stuff he's talking about, it seems like, right here, right? The networking, the advisory services, the marketing, and the listing support, I'm sure, is kind of what they're really looking for. So I was kind of interested in this. Cool stuff. So they just bought a bunch of S essentially to make a market, I'm assuming.
Yeah. So like I said, they're doing some liquidity provision on some of the dexes. They're similar to Sonic strategy. It feels like they're making like a significant investment into the chain and the eco and everything else. So
yeah, so I think look, guys, don't be such negative Nancy's, guys. Positive things are happening. You know what I'm saying? We're making movement.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's been a little quiet everywhere. But there's a lot of stuff cooking. Like I said, we got possible rate cuts. We got a whole new wave of projects coming. The US expansion, Spawn's about to drop. We got all kinds of stuff. I mean, I can't.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Now, I have a question here. Do you guys want to go to Baku first or Hong Kong next? Those are your two options. Baku or Hong Kong? What's everyone feeling? Oh, they probably partnered with Shadow as well.
Let's go to Hong Kong.
All right, let's go to Hong Kong first. There's some hot news out of Hong Kong. The first tokenized Hong Kong stock in Asia, Sysram Medical, has been successfully deployed on Sonic. This is not just an ordinary tech experiment, but a landmark breakthrough in TradFi Web3 integration. Thank you, Lisa Sonic. This is really cool. So Hong Kong-based Fosun Wealth Holdings has tokenized Hong Kong-listed shares of Israeli medical technology company Sysram Medical, valued at $328 million, deployed through Volta, Solana, Ethereum, and Sonic. So this is pretty hot to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool to see Sonic, listed here with the big guys. Well, minus Volta, I'm not sure who does.
We are also a minor investor to like the Fosun.
Mm-hmm. Is it?
Fosun? Yeah, like the parent company. Fosun Wealth Holdings.
Is it pronounced Fosun or is it Fosun? Because I feel like I've heard something else called Fosun that was really important.
Fosun, I think. Or
Fosun?
let me check. Fosun.
What do
Well,
we think happens first? Flying Tulip launch or the 40 million raise? I think the 40 million raise before Flying Tulip personally. Seems a lot. Well, I mean, York's got more insight than I do, but whatever.
It's good. It's a good question. It's a good question.
What if it's both at the same time?
Yeah.
I feel like both of them are in their full speed right now.
You know, it's what I'm talking about is, you know, a lot of things could happen around the same time.
Yeah.
Really pop off.
But this is really huge because, like I said, Hong Kong's got one. I mean, you guys all know this. One of the biggest exchanges in the world. It's what, like New York,
Yep.
London, Hong Kong. I think Hong Kong might be bigger than London. Real big deal. And I'm pretty sure Fosun Wealth Holdings is one of the larger companies out
Exactly.
there. And
Fosun
again,
Wealth Holding in Asia, like particularly, is like one of the biggest traditional like founds and family offices. And they, I don't know if it's appropriate to say, but I feel like they own half of Hong Kong.
Let's see what the I wonder what the ticker is on this.
So this is what I was thinking because I like watching my little YouTube videos and stuff, and this is one of the ones that name sounds so familiar. It's one of the bigger ones in Hong Kong, like massive, like huge. And what I also think is very interesting about this is that it's an Israeli medical company, so you can kind of see like entering these markets really allows you to tap into a bunch of shit like all over the world. It's kind of awesome. So super bullish, I think.
Let's see here. I'm wondering if it's like deployed yet, but I don't think it is quite yet. I'm looking for the ticker, but still exciting stuff. You want to see more of this. You know, it's like, I don't know, like I think this has been like the last 2 or 3 weeks where you keep seeing these kind of announcements. And this is the kind of TradFi being involved that I think would be good for the space, right? Not the guys releasing stable tokens that can, you know, they can freeze your tokens or blacklist you, but, you know, putting like real world stuff on chain, just adding like a whole new, you know, truly putting stocks and these kind of things on chain. It's like a whole new like asset class that we haven't had yet. I mean, just like how we've talked about, you know, crypto being relevant to the US markets because it's like a whole new asset class for people to play with and utilize. Same thing with this. It's like, I think, you know, another year or two, it'll be like, you know, this stuff will be floating around on all the chains on top of everything else. So I would love to, it'd be interesting to see this stuff, you know, getting integrated into like DeFi and I don't know. It's going to be a game changer for sure.
Yeah. And personally for me, like, you know, we've had solutions for stuff like land or like more alternative assets like cars and wine and these sorts of things coming on the blockchain, right? But I don't think we're going to get like actual like popular useful versions of those until we do this kind of stuff, until we bring like the stocks on, which are like the easy version, you know? So I'm super stoked. And, you know, I'm also stoked about this. Okay. You guys ready? Meet Pierre Gasly, dude.
Whoa.
In Baku, Azerbaijan, dude. Which is like one of the craziest. Do you guys know where Baku is out there? Does anyone out there know where Baku, Azerbaijan is?
No.
It's very
Who must have heard about Azerbaijan.
It's
I don't know, actually.
it's in between Iran and Russia and Georgia, and it's on the Caspian Sea. It's a beautiful place. I'm stoked. I'd love to go to this, dude.
Yeah, I'd like for them to send you there.
Dude, I might end up there, dude. You know what I'm saying? The Trump situation doesn't improve, you know?
Yeah.
If market's gonna improve, I might need to go someplace with a better exchange rate. But no, I think it's a pretty cool opportunity. All right, September 19th to the 21st. This is right near the summit, right?
It's September 21st. So yeah, it's like a week or so before
10
the
days.
summit.
10 days before.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So, you know, you could pop in over to Baku and then, you know, get a transport to take you to Singapore. You know, just float around all the Sonic events. But
I'm a PJ, dude.
yeah. So yeah, that's cool stuff. I was gonna pull it up on Paint Swap. Let's see here.
I got this.
I think it like just went up, but anyway, you can find. Oh, you found it way faster than I could. 50,000 S. But what do you get there?
Well, what you get is you get a 1 ticket to a 3-day VIP experience with Pierre Gasly and Baku Azerbaijan from September 19th to the 21st, 2025. Food and drinks are included. Travel accommodation not included. And then there's like terms and conditions, which I'm assuming are things like you can't touch them, you can't ask to drive the car.
Yeah, I mean you can't touch them, you can't drive the car. I don't know what we're doing here, but you know you can stay with Corval out there if you get a ticket.
Yeah, in the wilderness, dude. Wilderness Cook on YouTube is from Azerbaijan Dope Channel. Very cool stuff. Let me pull look. Let me pull up some. Let's find some pictures of Azerbaijan. Okay, let's see what's going on in Baku, Azerbaijan. This could be an awesome place. I'm sure it is. Okay, it's pretty cool. How do I make this picture bigger?
Oh, okay. Right. Let's see. Here's something.
Yeah, look, guys. It's like Dubai. They got the big building.
Yeah, they got the big.
Kind of cool looking. Got some cool stuff here. I wonder where the race is through. This would be kind of sick, actually.
Navigate the ancient walls of Baku.
Okay, wait.
Their race should be circling the city, right?
Yeah. Well, don't they like the F1 races like go through the city?
Mm-hmm.
Baku street life, a famous.
Corval, are you excited? You're gonna be there.
This is gonna be me. I'm gonna be like this guy walking around with the camera pointing and shit.
Oh wow!
He's showing way too much of himself, though.
Yeah. I think I just saw an Uncrustable on the wall. That's cool. Get an Uncrustable there.
Yeah. This seems awesome, actually. Baku Old Town. Here we go. City Center. Okay. Here we go. This is where they're going to be racing, dude.
Oh, it's pretty broad and open.
Yeah. All right. Look, guys, come on. Now let's get some bids in there.
Yeah, let's get rid of all the steers that we have.
What's that? Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna go to the bidding at 100,000 S, and let's get going, guys.
I think we need to pull money together to send Corval there personally. So
yeah,
I think that's still the move.
Yeah, you guys can do that. I'll go out there and I'll shoot a little documentary about the F1 race in Baku.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
all right.
I got something here. Going back to the U.S. This is kind of a big one, actually. This could be another Justin's son Trump pardon kind of situation here. Polymarket, it's been a huge deal that they have been, geo-blocked in the U.S. and they've got their stuff all resolved. They are now cleared to operate in the U.S. I would say this is a big deal because there was a lot of competitors starting to line up. Even Coinbase said at some point recently that they were gonna like have a prediction market and all this stuff. So I'd say this kind of changes the outlook. You know what I mean? Where is it going to be worth it for people to try to compete if they're allowed back in the U.S.? So, but it's an interesting step. I mean, there's the U.S. is kind of like funny about certain things. Like, for instance, a lot of states ban gambling, but they'll let you do like fantasy football gambling because it's considered like a game of skill or whatever. So I think that, I don't know, it's like I said, it's an interesting turn because this kind of gambling has typically been, illegal besides, the states that have casinos and all that kind of stuff.
So I have a little quick question for you, because what I've noticed, and I think a lot of people have noticed, is the sports gambling thing taking off, is that like a lot of it is like routed. The States does have like an insane like legal system around gambling, where it's like certain states it's just legal or whatever. I think like New Jersey, like in Vegas or Nevada or whatever. But then a lot of them, it's like it has to be routed through the native casino. Like the natives have casino rights. So like in Florida, at least, if you want to do sports betting, you have to do it through like the Hard Rock Seminole Casino, right? So I wonder if they're going to make Polymarket partner each state with like a native casino, or like
that could be interesting. I mean, that would be big for them. So,
but the trend does seem to be more just like, if it's digital, we don't care.
Yeah,
because they're pretty easy to get around those laws.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I thought that was that's a pretty big deal. I think like I said, that was the first thing that crossed my mind, was just like, oh yeah, like Coinbase was trying to scoop in on that. So it'll be interesting to see how people react to that. Yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't know. It could still spur like even more competitors. I don't know. It's hard because, you go to Polymarket and it's really like the site's not like even that impressive or anything. But something about that first mover, it just always ends up working out better.
I think it has something to do with, like you said, first mover. They just have, I mean, it's the first thing that comes to mind. It's almost like the Q-tips ear swap thing, right? Like,
yeah.
Like when I think of a prediction market, I just think of Polymarket. It's really hard to even think of a competitor. But I think there's definitely room. Competitors just going to need to capture some mind share.
Absolutely. I think going through everything here, it looks like we got a few things to touch on the eco.
Yeah, guys, let's hear what's going on in the eco.
Let's see here. So, first thing, 225,000 contracts deployed on Sonic. That is a lot of contracts. Let's see
a lot of
here.
building going on the network.
Yes. I'm looking into like, okay. I was gonna try to see if there's like somewhere that we could actually get like stats on other chains, but I would say a relatively young network, that's pretty good. Something else I wanted to look at, Fly. They've been like slowly rolling stuff out with their token, and basically they're rolling out this extra program called Boost. The idea being that people get rewarded for volume, they get rewarded for staking. They can also like help, boost any like of the boost any of the like dexes, like help with volume on that. So kind of like a whole thing here where, you can benefit from being a project, you can benefit from being a user. So, for trading, the idea is, hey, like you're already trading, why don't you get paid for it? Every week they'll have like pairs that are boosted. And while you're trading on those pairs, you will actually get like a portion of the fees, and you will get fly emissions too. So not a bad deal just to like run swaps, right? I think this could be interesting because to my knowledge, pretty much all the dexes are, linked in with Fly. So, that could really be, you might be like earning and not even realizing it, so you should definitely check their site, fly.trade. So here they're kind of like revealing like the first pairs that are incentivized, Fly, SCUSD, of course, S and USDC, and USDC in wrapped ETH. So significant rewards. So I think, you definitely got to take a look at it. Same thing with the staking. They are going to basically like collect like a tiny extra fee that will also go to stakers. So I think, I think the program is, people love real yield, right? Emissions, help, but it's, it's hard to beat like getting, S or USDC or whatever, like in your wallet, just for doing things. So pretty impressive stuff.
Yeah, great stuff on Fly. They're continuing to build this out, dude. Excited to see what's next, bro. But,
yeah, I mean, that thing's paying. Yeah, like if you're staking, you're getting paid out in USDC. So, I mean,
That's
Warlock,
pretty good.
yeah.
Warlock brings up a good point, too. You got a good airdrop from Fly because he was swapping in Shadow and didn't even know. Like you were saying, lots of all these dexes are hooked into Fly, so you're probably earning and you don't even realize. Yeah, happened to me the other day, too. Swapping
Here's a question. And I'll never know how to pronounce this guy's handle. Is it Elaps? I guess I don't know. Elaps. But yeah, he says when creator capital markets on Sonic need to get new blood on the chain. Yeah, was actually discussing this last couple days. I've had some discussions about we need to find ways to incentivize liquidity. TVL has been dropping. I think the majors need more liquidity. Like for instance, we have a pretty good amount of wrapped Ethereum on chain, but like Bitcoin, there isn't like nearly as much liquidity as we have with Ethereum. And then like I think we need to bring some of the other majors on chain. We need Solana. We need people are even doing stuff of like XRP. But I think Solana is really important. And I know that behind the scenes, there's been several rounds of talks with different people trying to find a solution to bring Solana. But yeah, I mean, I think this is part of, like I was saying, like everything is kind of in a lull right now. But yeah, I totally agree. We need some ideas to, bring in liquidity, bring in volume. And in my mind, I feel like that probably starts with majors because majors also are a big reason why like people with more capital will come to your chain or not. When people are like have large amounts of Bitcoin and Ethereum, they don't want to come do things on your chain if they're, worried about liquidity and swaps and like that kind of stuff. So kind of what I was saying about don't know if it's Kikata or Cicada, but what we were saying earlier about them providing liquidity, it's like we should be going out there and like looking for large liquidity providers because we can offer these yields that they can't get anywhere else. So yeah, but I agree. I'd like, there's some stuff going on in the background, starting to kick around some ideas. So yeah, definitely working on some ideas for this.
Cool. Yeah, and that Fred Jug also had a similar question. I think he kind of answered it in terms of kicking up activity on the chain. Cool. I'm glad to see that you guys are thinking about it and working on it because there has been a lot of concern about that. A lot of metrics reaching really real low points. And I think a lot of people are feeling like DeFi market overall is kind of picking up and it feels like Sonic is maybe getting left behind a little bit. But I think it's more like potential energy building up. That's how I think about it.
Yeah, it's like I said, there's a lot of stuff that I'm thinking everything's gonna be kind of hitting around the same time. The market in general feels like a wind up right now. So hang tight. That's what I would say.
Now, this is not directly related to on-chain metrics or anything like that, but I thought it was worth sharing. Luis put together a pretty nice little graphic, ETFs for noobs. If you're still having trouble getting the concept of like what is going on with the Sonic ETFs, is a nice little graphic to explain it. It's kind of like a little wrapper.
This is a nice little graphic. Well, little hint from us. We made another 2 loan explainer videos breaking down ETF, DATs, and like all the traditional financial market terms and how it's relevant to the crypto market. So stay tuned.
Hell yeah. Perfect. Now, finally, before we wrap up, I want to mention, talked about last week or last episode, I think too, Metropolis. They have a nice 40-minute video on how yield strategies work, or explaining some yield strategies, and their maker vaults. Now, we talked very, very briefly about them in that I just mentioned that they existed last time. So this is a good opportunity to hear straight from the horse's mouth. How does it work? They got this cool anime video too. Like what? Oh, I guess it's all AI, but it looks cool. So check it out, guys. Metropolis is doing some really great stuff over there.
Yeah, if I'd known it was 40 minutes, we could have just played it and not had to work today. Just would have played it for the stream. But no, seriously, Metropolis is a DLMM, so it's a little, it's a little different than, traditional concentrated liquidity. If you're familiar with like Trader Joe's liquidity book, it's like a different system. So, it can make really good fees for your positions. So I recommend checking it out. It's, like I said, you have to, it's good that they do videos like this because, it does take a little like getting used to, and it's different than like what you might be used to if you're doing like V2 LPs or even concentrated liquidity. But if you're interested, you should definitely take a listen. They always do a good job of like making it not so confusing. So
last time I remember me and Corvo, we went through Shadow's intern. Like Shadow's intern also made like a 20, 30 something video explaining DeFi and in general. So it's a great addition to like Metropolis video and all the other explainer videos that we're doing from the foundational level. I feel like it's just great to see all the ecosystem they like branch out and started to make videos and break down all those using terms and ways to navigate around the app. And I think it's just great to see.
And that's what, that's what it's all about really is, we were discussing this on this spaces earlier as well, where it's like, builders at this point know all the benefits of coming to Sonic, but I think it would be like a huge help to have more material like this where people can learn about the projects, because that's what's going to bring, outside people, like seeing content on some of these projects and, being interested. And then they, maybe they see something they like, they come here and they realize there's good yields all over the place and good projects. So yeah, love to see it.
Right on. Yeah. So guys, right on Metro. Hopefully we'll be talking to him soon. We can, dive in more into like how this stuff's working, the differences. We'll take that 40-minute video. We're gonna turn it into 10 minutes, dude. All right. But no, great episode today, guys. I had a lot of fun. I think I learned a lot.
We talk about news and everything. But stay tuned next Tuesday and Friday.
That's right. Next week we're back. I'm back for the time being, so I had to miss a couple episodes, but feels good to be back. And we will see you guys Tuesday. We actually, speaking of Devil, I think Metropolis comes here Tuesday. So
that's great.
Yeah, so they can we'll tell them to explain themselves on this 40 minutes of content.
Exactly.
If you have any questions for him, let us know and we'll ask them for you.
Yeah.
We'll just ask them in the chat.
And also, we might do the review on the because we've been gathering feedback through 917 Fun Fact.
Yeah.
And also sonicfeedback.com. And I forgot to totally plug that. We are going to do the first feedback stream next week. We have enough stuff to roll with. So we will announce that. We got to get on like when it would work schedule wise, but that will be announced ASAP. And should be a good time. So everyone have a excellent weekend. We will see you Tuesday.
GMSONIC is Corval and Dracula Presley. GM.